Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome back to Twin Cities by Night and our third story arc, Dread. Dread is set in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, Minneapolis, and St. Paul in the hot and humid summer of 2011. Join us again and continue to follow the journey of Katao, played by Quinn, and William, played by Slavic, as they continue to traverse the dark society held within the Twin Cities. They will be joined by three new kindred: Warren, a Tremere, played by Adam; Valentine, a Nosferatu, played by Alex; and Lenny, a Nosferatu, played by Andrew. The coterie will find themselves joined together by a sense of dread. If you would like to contact us, you can follow us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM or Facebook at Twin Cities by Night. We hope you enjoy.
So, William, now we are all in the same timeline now. When William and Katal wake up, everyone's going to be on the same timeline and we're all caught up. So, William, wake up, below blood pool point. You wake up. What are you doing at the moment, William?
So the night before I set up all the stuff and stuff like that, I suppose. So first thing I'm gonna do is call Katao about that whole neighbor thing.
Yes.
It's me, William. What was the address of that neighbor that was snooping on us again?
It was literally like Chase's next door neighbor, some old woman.
Okay. And you didn't talk to her then?
No, I had to tend to some business first.
Okay. Well, I suppose I'll see what the fuss is about.
So, you kind of like find yourself getting dressed. But how do you get dressed? Just in your normal attire?
Yeah, usual stuff.
You kind of get dressed and make yourself presentable. You notice when you're looking in the mirror, though, it's almost like you don't recognize the man in the mirror anymore. You know, for a second when you look at him, like when you're like buttoning up your shirt and you're looking in there and your hair looks like how you normally put it. You know what I mean? But you're looking at yourself and it's almost like you don't recognize the man who's standing before you. And you kind of, as you're doing that, you kind of put, you get yourself dressed. You hit the remote button on your curtains and they slowly slide open and you have the view of the Missouri River as you're looking out on there, and you kind of like grab your keys. But you find, like, while you're in this room and you're looking out the window, you look around at the stuff you have in your apartment. Like you look at the remote that opened the curtains, or you look at that nice TV that you have in there, or you look in your wardrobe where you have like these shoes and these pants that represent status and wealth. And you find that meaning doesn't have the meaning that it quite had to the man you used to recognize in the mirror. Like while it does represent power, I guess, and it does represent wealth, it doesn't give you that satisfaction it used to give you, not just but 6 months ago. And you think about that as you grab the keys to your Beamer and you kind of like lock the door behind you and you go down the elevator and the valet brings you your Beamer and you kind of like get into it and you start it up and you feel like the gentle purr of the German engineering as you take off down the road, and you find yourself again like cutting your way through the city streets, and eventually you start getting to the secluded, more quiet, tomb-like essence of the city, of the neighborhoods, of a life that you never really experienced. You see these people live in these houses and they like watch the TV, sit around on the couch watching TV together, or they share a meal, or they may have a drink by themselves while reading the newspaper, and you never experience anything. This is alien to you. And not even you're so fundamentally even different from then that you're like an antibody that's thrown through like the immune system of this city, and you feel yourself even going deeper into it as you go into neighborhoods like these, like you don't belong. And eventually you come upon like Jonathan's house that you saw there, and you still realize that like all the stuff that happened in this house that was also alien to neighborhoods like this, you can only imagine. And eventually you pull your car, I take it up to the house to along the street. What do you do from there?
Well, William gets out, just sort of sighs to himself. when even am I going to tell this old lady? And, yeah, goes there and rings the bell.
You walk up these steps, like they're cement steps. It's like a couple are kind of like diagonal, like the part of it has sunk in a little bit, and you step on them, and you kind of like ring this old antiquated doorbell. It's like circular, and the white plastic is now yellow due to like the decades that it's been on here. And you press it in, and you hear in the background like ding, ding. And there comes a second where like you're sitting there, and then you kind of like see the peephole go dark, and then you see it move and go light, and you hear like the sliding of this chain lock, and then you hear like a deadbolt, and there's a screen door, between the main door and you, and you see like open up, and you see this lady. She's like in like kind of like a bathrobe, you know what I mean? And she's an older lady. She's about 60 some years old, maybe early 70s. And you see like the bathrobe, she's wearing pajamas underneath. You can see like the bottom foot of it, like pajama pants and like slippers. And you can see she has like this grayish hair that kind of curled in a perm. And you see she has like these reading glasses that are bedazzled. They have like little like plastic like fake design on the sides with like a little string. And she looks at you for a second, and you see like she's taking you in, but you see that instinctual, like just a centimeter step back that she goes when she sees you at the door, and she's like, "Can I help you?"
Yes, ma'am. My name is Daniel Broadman. I'm here. I'm actually looking to buy the property and the real estate that's right next to you. But I do have a couple of questions about the previous owner, as I have heard that he was a bit strange or eccentric, if you will.
Yeah, that's to say the least. Wow, that house is already on for sale. She's like, yeah.
Yes, apparently last owner had to leave on short notice, something about leaving for a foreign country because of, I heard it was a non-extradition treaty country, honestly. Seems very, very sketchy, to be honest.
Give me manipulation and subterfuge, just difficulty 6.
Okay. 6 dice, 3 successes.
Okay, that's enough. If it would have been less than 3, I'd have her roll, but she see her like for a second, like when you talk about like extradition and, words that she hears on TV, but she's never like really seen used in real life. And she's like, she looks around for a second, and she's like, you see there's a hesitation where like instinctually she does not want to let you into her domain. But then you say these words, these flash words, and she's like, you see like the like you can see the noisy person in her, the wheel turning, and she's like, and she opens the door, she's like, come in. You want some tea?
Oh no, that's fine. I really don't want to be a bother.
Oh no, you're not a bother at all. Matter of fact, I have some information that I think might even what you told me makes a lot of sense. Here, sit down. Sit down. She goes,
does it?
She motions to like, you see, she's like, her dining room's like kind of like part of her living room. She's like, here, sit down. And she goes and sits down across from you, and you can hear like the tick tock of like this little clock that's like on top of her TV, like this wooden clock. And you kind of do real quick once over the room. You see like this flower pattern couch, but you can really get the sense that she lives alone at this moment. You know what I mean? Like she pulls, and you see there's an ashtray there, and she like pulls out, like she has a cigarette case, and she pulls out this like 100 cigarette, and she lights it. She's like, is it because of those people who were breaking into his house the other day? Is he fleeing from I thought he was fleeing from them and not the law.
Oh, miss, I really have no idea. You said someone was breaking into the house?
The other day. Well, first let me tell you, you are so right. That guy who lived there, he was weird and he was rude. He was very rude when there was no reason to be rude. Like one night I was out, and I was like just going for a walk, and I saw him getting into his Oldsmobile of his, and I waved to him, and he just gave me the meanest of looks. Like he didn't even have to say anything. I know that he just didn't want me to talk to him, so I never tried to talk to him again. But he was always coming in at odd hours of the night. He was always going in and out. And then recently, he has all these people coming over to like look and like stay in this house. And so, like, I would always just sit there during the day when I was awake, and I would just look at the window, and I would just see whoever was coming in and out, seeing if these people ever left. And I saw the strangest thing ever. So there I am, and I'm looking out my window. My shows were on commercial, so I didn't miss any of my shows. And I saw this van come up, and it parked like a block away. And I saw these black people. They came out of the van, and they walk all slowly, but I couldn't make out what they looked like. I know they were some of those black people. And then I saw them go into his backyard, like all quietly, discreet-like. Because the van looked like a worker van. You know, like they were trying to look like they were workers.
Uh-huh.
And so they they jumped over the fence, and then I just see them kind of like moving around the backyard, and they go inside the house. I couldn't quite see, but then like a half hour later, I see them coming out of the house, and they're carrying like a carpet or something that looks like a rolled up carpet, and they're carrying some other things out like that. And then they go back outside the fence, and they go back in the van, and they disappear.
Oh, that sounds serious.
And guess what? I got pictures of it. My daughter got me one of those digital cameras. I take pictures all the time because I didn't call the cops. I almost thought about calling the cops. But then I remember how mean that guy looked at me like. And if he found out that I called the cops, I didn't want him to hurt me. But I got pictures of him, but I don't want him to hurt me. So I thought, you know what? Maud, just mind your own business. Don't get too involved.
Well, he's away now. As far as I know, I've never met him, to be honest. But could I get a copy of those pictures by any chance? Just send them to my phone.
I just got, and she like gets up and she goes in the kitchen. She comes out with like this digital camera. I don't know how to send these like to the phone thing, but look at these. And you see as you're standing, she like flips it, the old digital camera, so you could like show the pictures on the little screen there.
Oh yeah.
And you see like she's like just
Williams. Good. Yeah. Oh wait, what year is it?
2010.
2010.
Yeah.
Guess, would William have a smartphone or not?
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's say just for the simplicity, he's gonna take pictures of those, those small pictures on the screen, just sort of. Very interesting.
So you see like she's just going through all these different pictures of like these black guys in the backyard, and you see pictures of like a figure of like Jonathan walking in his front yard. You see pictures of like, oh shit, that's Katao, that's Carlos, that's Cynthia. You can't make them out clearly, you know what I mean? And then you see even like these weird pictures of like Jonathan like coming in like a moving van, like stepping out of a moving van and open up his garage door, and then opening the back of the moving van and like carrying stuff in and stuff like that. Or you see like these different just pictures, and you see the dates. You know how they have the digital dates are from like the last 7 months. She's like, yeah, he is one strange character, and I oftentimes wondering what he was doing. I have no idea what he was doing. But it was not normal. It was not normal. And then she's like, but then look at this. And then you see like she like goes to another picture, and it's of like there's like they're showing like the black dudes. There's like 8 of them going in the van, and there's one who takes out like a green handkerchief and is like wiping his forehead. And she's like, I bet that's a gang. That's a gang color. I bet that's a gang color. Why would they walk around with a handkerchief like that? It always means something. And why would you walk around with a green handkerchief and just not like your normal white or normal blue or normal red one? Why would it be green? You tell me that.
I suppose you're right. Wow, that seems very strange. And he had these visits often, you say?
He had other people visiting, but these strange visits of like random people. But these black people, they didn't come until like the other day, like 2 days ago.
Okay, well, thank you. You've been a great help. William sort of pulls out like $200 or something, puts it in her hand, just thank you, and just leaves.
Okay, definitely. And just to reiterate, she was saying she saw those black people during the day.
Yeah.
Pick that up. Okay, cool. So
he's probably gonna text Katao with the information about the black people, blah blah blah, but she doesn't really know anything.
All right, Katao, you get that text message. Do you reply?
I'll just I'd say like, well, that narrows down suspects.
So after you send that text message off, William, you get in your car and you start to drive off. We will cut to Warren. Warren, you are driving in this Jeep that Jenna has, like Jeep Grand Cherokee, excuse me, not like a Jeep, like an SUV. And you're sitting in the passenger seat with her, and she looks at you. She's like, "I'm going to make a phone call, okay? You're welcome to hear it, all right?" And she just kind of looks at you, and you notice when she talks to you, she's kind of like tries to be like reassuring. You know what I mean? Like, "I'm going to do this. Is that okay? Am I going to do this? Is that?" You know what I mean? Like she knows you're kind of like a shell at the moment, like you're fragile. You know what I mean? And she's trying to treat you with the utmost care. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So she starts dialing a number on her phone and puts it on speaker. And William, as you're driving, you hear the ringer on your phone, on your Bluetooth go off to indicate you're getting a call.
William Strother speaking.
Hello, William. Hi, this is Jenna. How's it going? You remember me?
Vaguely.
I helped you out. I was the one who spoke to you about 6 months ago. Was helping you with that little issue you had.
Oh, yes.
You did
I
that favor
remember.
for me? Yeah. How's it going?
Busy as always, I suppose.
So, cut to the point. Is it true what I'm hearing about Ophelia?
It's unfortunately, it seems that way.
When you see her a second, and she's like, and you're catching her talk like this while she's driving, Warren. Do you remember what I helped you out with? What I asked you to do in return? Looking into that interesting.
Yes, I do.
Did Ophelia tell you that her and I were talking about that individual and maybe helping each other out, find out more about him?
She did mention him as being a sort of problematic individual.
Yes, her and I were going to look into ways to maybe rein him in.
Yes.
I'm worried, William. Do you have any idea who did that to her or what caused it?
Not at this time, unfortunately. I'm also currently investigating the disappearance of... investigating. Currently, we're just making sure nobody sort of finds out anything important from Jonathan Chase's, former haven.
I heard rumors that he's missing now, too.
Yes, but we've found no conclusive evidence as to his fate yet.
I considered Ophelia a friend. And in the spirit of the friendship that I had with Ophelia, knowing that she cared about both you and Katal very much, my family and I would like to offer our services and extend a helping hand. And one way we feel like we could do that is a member of our family who has a skill set that could probably help you out in discovering these answers that you seek. Right now, William, I'm going to be blunt with you, William. Right now, I'm concerned for you and Katal's well-being. Half your group is gone right now, William. Who's to say that whoever's responsible for that is not going to go after you two next?
I suppose that is possible, though I must say I am not happy. I do not wish to indebt myself to your family, as you so put it.
William, what have we done? What have we done to you but been nothing but helpful, William? Listen, I understand. I don't want to force my family member upon you, but let's do this. You speak to Katal, and tonight, you, Katal, and me and my family member here, we can meet up. Introductions can be made, and you can see whether or not they can help you with your current causes that you're looking into.
I suppose it's the least I owe you.
Thank you, William. See, William, not only are you handsome, you're intelligent, and you're wise.
Hangs up.
Oh, sure. And you see Warren, as you see Jenna smile as he hangs up, and she just kind of hits the button, and she drives staring ahead, and she looks. That's what I do all the time, Warren. I'm trying to broker relations. This is stuff that Cynthia doesn't do. This is stuff that Tree doesn't do. I've been the one doing it this whole time for the last 10 years or so. And I hope you can understand that right now, with how things are in the city, this needs to continue to happen, and I need help. Do you understand what I'm saying, Warren?
I do. What can you tell me about him?
Well, I can tell you this. Ophelia was naive, but it was because of Jonathan and William, and even that the gangrel Katao, that they balanced her out and they kind of grounded her in reality. And she still walked this mortal plane with us. I feel that she could have help us accomplish some of our goals. And one of them is get rid of Roman Dunstan and Rita Giovanni. You do understand, right, that Cynthia has a history of sorts with these Giovanni, dude. Has she ever told you about that?
Not in detail, but I remember something about it.
From what I've gathered, is that before Cynthia lived here, she lived in Boston. She was an Italian immigrant. And from what I can pick up, this might have been late 19th century, very early 20th century. And that in the community that Cynthia lived in, she had a reputation of sorts of maybe having abilities to speak to the dead. And you see she sarcastically does these quotes. I think it's hogwash, whatever, different time. But from Cynthia's word to my ear is that this attracted the attention of a family in the area called the Milliners. And before Cynthia was brought over into our family, this Milliner family had different goals they wanted to do with Cynthia. And in many ways, it's almost like the situation that you had, Warren, where another family had their eyes on you, and thus another family took you into their embrace. Maybe that's part of the reason why Cynthia has a hard time with you, because you remind her in many ways of herself. But from what I've pieced together from Cynthia, mind you, she's never clearly told me this story. She says that this Milner family is a branch of the Giovanni family of sorts. And what's your occult rating, by the way?
Let's see here. Warren has an occult of 2.
I would say you know about the Giovanni clan, obviously, with your job and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And the Giovanni family wanted to bring Cynthia within their ranks. But before they did that, and I don't know what they did to her, but supposedly they tormented her for years in Boston. But she was able to escape. She attracted the attention of someone from our family, and thus was able to be brought into our family and was sent here to start over. And you know the rest of the story from there, more than I do, because you lived it firsthand from what I understand. But Cynthia has a vested interest in seeing Rita Giovanni and any kind of influence or assets that she has in the city removed. From what Cynthia told me about them, and for my love of Cynthia, those interests are mine. And I was starting to make moves on this because this group that I'm going to introduce you to had a run-in and a negative opinion of one of Rita Giovanni's servants, a gentleman named Roman Dunstan, a Scottish guy who's residing here. The thing that frustrates Cynthia and I the most, though, is the fact we do not know why they are here. We have no idea. We don't know what interest they find here, why they feel like they need to be here, what are they gaining from being here, but they are here. And I feel for us to root out this problem, we need to find out why they are here. And when we have that information, then we could formulate plans to root them out. With the unfortunate demise of Ophelia, we now have a way to wedge ourselves into this group and thus get the information that we need. This is no small tasking that we're giving you here, Warren. You do understand that Cynthia's putting a lot of faith into you, right? And for her to put faith into you like this, that means her opinion of you must be changing. Wouldn't you say?
No, it means she's hoping I'll get myself killed.
I don't want to see that happen, Warren. If not for her, do it for me. If not for me, do it for the family. You do want to see the family succeed, do you not?
I do.
This is what the family wants, Warren. We need you to do this. You can do this. This is your element. Can I count on you?
Of course.
All right. Let's drive until we hear from them. William, are you going to call Katao or...
Yeah. When did we set up that meeting, actually?
You said you would speak to Katao and figure out a time to call her
I
back.
suppose that makes more sense, actually.
So, yeah, Katao, your phone rings.
Hello?
Hey, Katao, I've just gotten a call from Jenna Peoples, I suppose you're well-versed in Kindred politics at this point. Just a little joke, don't mind it. I'm sure you'll do great. However, There is a matter she wishes to discuss with us. It involves Ophelia. It involves the disappearance of Chase, death of Ophelia, and apparently us being in danger, or, well, possibly in danger, and about aiding us with help. Now, I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, but in this case it might be carrying the plague, so...
In that case, I suggest we meet someplace public, just so we can, like a park or something.
A park? How about a coffee shop or something where we can talk and not be disturbed? Hopefully there's some still open during the
That'd
night.
be
Oh yeah, there is.
acceptable.
Yeah, there's some open because it's only like 9 at night right now. So
I suppose I'll set the meeting up. When do you have time? Do you want to do this night, or
As soon as possible, quite honestly. We need to
as soon as possible?
get things moving
Yes.
quickly if we want to avoid repeat of last night.
Yes. I'll just send you her number in case you want to contact her yourself.
All right.
So yeah, I'll send Katao her number just, in case. I'll send her a message to meet us in let's say an hour and a half somewhere. I suppose William would know some place where he'd sometimes meet like business associates or something like that.
yeah, definitely. I would say there's just like upper end coffee shop, not like Starbucks, but more upper end, kind of own local brewed, whatever, and has like a nice patio thing outside, where you don't have to worry about being, overheard. And a lot of business people go to coffee shops like that to remain casual, to sign like paperwork or some shit like that, So yeah, I definitely can say somewhere like that. Warren, as you're in the car with her, you hear the chirp of the phone and you see her look, and she's like, okay, we're going to meet at this coffee shop in an hour and a half. Is there anything you would like to do until then? Or do you just want to drive and relax? Or do you want to talk? Is there anything you want to talk about?
I'd like to get there half an hour early.
We can do that. We'll do that for you, Warren. See, this is you and your element, Warren. Don't let the past hold you down, Warren. Remember the family. And remember, Cynthia, she does love you, and I will get through to her. And all these scars that you bear, and all the past that you have, will all be healed over.
Please don't lie to me, Jenna.
I won't lie to you. I'm here for you.
You did.
Warren, I will fix it. Have I ever been wrong to you, Warren?
Has Cynthia ever been anything other than a stone-cold, manipulative bitch?
At one time, she was. People can change, Warren. Our kind just has a longer amount of time that we can be stubborn in our ways. But we can change too, Warren.
We have forever.
Yes, we do. And especially with the help that you're going to give us, you help us live forever. You'll help us live long enough to see these changes in strength and in security.
We will see about that.
I know you can do it, Warren. You've never let me down before.
I'm not allowed to let anyone down.
Just like gently pats your thigh and continues driving on. She doesn't know what to say to that. Lenny, you step out of the cook area. You walk back along the sidewalk to the bus stop that dropped you off. What do you want to do right now?
Are there like people like milling about and all that stuff? Like
No, there's no one like really milling about. I mean, there's still people working.
Let's rewind a bit. Hold on.
All right.
I don't go out the way I come in.
Oh, okay. You walk out the front.
I don't look this I look like I belong.
Very
They
true.
might be a little confused of me walking out like, oh, but I don't care.
Because you're Lenny. Yeah, definitely. You walk out the front and you kind of see a different aspect of it. Because when you were presented to the prince, and you remember that from the character creation session, they brought you to the back, literally outside. And then the prince stepped through the open doors, gave a spiel, turned around, walked in, and you were presented. Right?
Yeah.
You told him about the traditions, and the rest was history. And now you're walking through the front, man. I mean, like, you go through the double doors of that lobby. Instead of making a right to go through the back, you made a left. And you opened those double doors, and you walked out, to like this nice fucking carpet that just is like goes like 50 yards into the entryway. And you're like, got pep in your step, and you see some doorman looks a little confused for a second who's up front. But when you get up there, he opens the glass door for you as you walk out, and you push the other one open. You see like some valet guy standing there like, kind of just nods to you as you're standing there, and there's like that, I told you about that Circle Parkway, in the overhead, and like that little fountain that's in the middle of the parkway, and you can hear the water like coming out of like these statues that are sitting there.
As I'm leaving, just good night to the guy outside the valet, just kind of looking at me confusedly. Just walk down the path.
All right. So you walk down the path and you walk about the half mile to get to where the bus stop is at. What are you doing from there, sir?
What I did before, but again, I have a appointment that I made earlier in the night. So it's gonna take me a little while to get over there, but
what you'll do is there's a bus that will take you there. So for those of you who don't know, Lenny sent text message to his ghoul, who also manages his herd, and asked him if he was going to be available the next evening, and he said yes. And so where Lenny's ghoul, Coach Henry Olson, actually lives in kind of like a suburb of Minneapolis called Brooklyn Park, where they have a skating center that's in Brooklyn Park, where basically youth can go there and they can like practice figure skating, or they can practice like hockey indoors, because it's indoors, but they also have like weights and stuff like that, to where kids who are getting ready for the hockey season off season can go there and like get like lessons from Coach Olson, who's kind of like has a reputation of being like a good hockey coach in the Minnesota area, in like the high school area. But for those of you who didn't see the character creation session for Lenny, basically this Henry Olson is like a huge piece of shit. He was he sexually abused these boys that he mentored as a coach, and what Lenny did was Lenny not only came back and ghouled him, but also in a weird set of fate reversal roles told this guy, you now need to manage my herd, which are high school hockey boys. But if I find out that you ever touch any of them, like I'm going to destroy you. But then Coach Olson has this like thing that he kind of hasn't openly done it, because he kind of has this weird love scared relationship with Lenny, is the fact that he has proof that Lenny frenzied and killed this one hockey player high school kid in a frenzy. And so like this weird like circular relationship, where not only does Lenny have this piece of shit watch his herd, but Lenny knows in the back of his head that with like the Kindred Vitae introduced into him, that the temptation is even worse to touch. And Lenny rationalizes in his head and just accepts it, that like whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, this Olson's a piece of shit, but Lenny though also is like kind of like waving a carrot in front of him right now, and Lenny's not always there to ensure that it doesn't happen, you know what I mean? So it's like this weird, interesting, horrific ghoul dominator relationship that he has. So I digress.
All that said,
you get on the bus and you start heading to Brooklyn Park, which is like a 30-minute drive. Now, what is going on in your head, like because to me, Lenny always seems calm and collected dealing with others, but at this moment, I would say this is a very private moment of Lenny's, right? Like this is like Lenny's herd. I mean, it's his resource. It's his private stock. You know what I mean? And not like everyone knows about this. I mean, like, and this is a side of Lenny that Lenny has reinvented himself to become like almost a whole different person. But this is like a reminder of what Lenny used to be. That's always there, and it's tied to like one of the most intimate things a kindred can do is feeding off of others. What their kindred are there for. So while Lenny has reinvented himself, he's still reminded at his most basic instinct that what he used to be. So what's going on in Lenny's mind and every time you take a bus ride there to go feed?
Well, that's not his only method of feeding. It's just his most reliable and primary one. And so for him, this is kind of like, it's like, oh, this is good. This is easy kind of thing. This is an easy meal and an easy way to just kind of like feel normal for a bit.
Does it bring out any of like the old Lenny in your head, or is that like something you've compartmentalized completely, or what?
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
So this bus slowly enters Brooklyn Park, and eventually it makes a couple turns, and it comes upon the skating training center. And it's this nice modern architecture type building. It's very rounded if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like a lot of curves in the front, you know, and the wings are curved. It's not like a building that's made of angles, you know, and it's kind of like it's made of this like tan stucco, and it has like, you know, skating, you know, Brooklyn Park Skating Training Center is like in big bold letters there, you know, and you see like this nice wide concrete walkway that leads to like these double doors. And you know, whenever you go through these double doors, it's almost like going into a YMCA, where like you see pictures of like hockey players and US figure skaters, and along the wall these bright vibrant pictures, and you have like, you know, like you have a front desk where
cases.
Yeah, trophy cases and a front desk where like during normal hours someone will sit there and, you know, like tell you like, you know, where you can find the weight room, where you can even find the skating rink set. They even have like an indoor pool for people who need to work on their cardio swimming, and they have like locker rooms, and they have all this area. It's like really almost like one of those like Lifetime fitness centers, you know, and it's a place though that specifically is there to help kids get ready to the next level of skating, which the northern United States is known for, because hockey is such a big thing there, and also figure skating and different stuff like that. Now, Coach Olson has keys to there where he can take kids and give them private sessions, or have kids come in and do weight sessions or cardio sessions to prepare them. You know, like parents can pay for these more one-on-one things and such as that. And whenever you ask Coach Olson, like you did in the text message, that means he'll have kids who are doing private sessions that night. And you kind of know the way, like you make a left, and you kind of go to know where Coach Olson, who's respected in the community, has like an office, and it's usually like kind of in the locker room area of this training center. Is that where you're heading back to?
Yeah, and I just want to make it known that he is using unseen presence.
Before I talk about the locker room scene, and I want to ask this.
That sounds so bad.
I know. No. I mean, I don't know where this is going, but I just mean we're going to go into the locker room. You have these kids. You have these high school kids who are your herd. What facade does Lenny use to feed from them as? Like does he just kind of like
himself? Like you know, he puts on the appearance of himself, like, and it's like they are kind of aware of what's happening too. Like his herd knows they're being fed on, but they don't know. It's like it's an active, like they know that this is a thing, but they may not know exactly what's happening. But you know, they enjoy it. They're blood dolls.
So when you say yourself, do you mean like Nosferatu self, or do you mean like?
Oh no. I mean, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. His how he looked before Nosferatu.
Does he like, you know, take them out on the ice rink, or like go for walks for them, or does he like try to like separate them, or do you just want to fade to black on that, or what? Like I'm like, my thing is like how is he? How does he like separate them, or do you know what I mean? Like what lies does he use to get them to put their guard down to where he can feed off them? Like a mentorship kind of way, or what is that? Or a friend? Is he like a friend, like another meathead hockey guy who like, hey, let's talk hockey?
More like like we're friends, and you know, I've been in your situation. Let me give you some pointers, and you know, hang out.
So you're like this visiting guy who Coach Olson knows, who's like was a hockey player, and and they think that you can like mentor them. Okay, got you. That's what I was just trying to say. Like, how do you break the ice with them? You know what I mean? Rather than just like, you know, dots on a page, definitely. So you know where his office is when this locker room, and you kind of go to where this locker room is, and this isn't like the nice visitors locker room. This is like where the hardcore hockey players are at, and you kind of like open these double doors, and you come into this locker room, and there's like 5 rows of metal lockers, you know, and you can kind of see like the paint is kind of old, like while the rest of the building is nice, the locker room is kind of like just from the boys being boys knocking into it. You see like this tan paint is kind of like chipped off the lockers, and on the edge of each locker you see like these wooden, like, you know, stools, you know, long rows of bench where people can sit while they get changed. And
picture like a concrete floor, and like really those weirdly like carved like brick sort of walls.
Exactly. Yep. And as you walk in there, you see that the lights that are on there, not all the lights are on. So you see only like the first couple rows are on, you know what I mean? But you see like the rest are off. And you know, like right when you go in there, if you were to make a left, there's like a little walkway at the end of the lockers, and you see that Coach Olson's office is the first door on the left. You know what I mean? And you see that's open. You see that there's like a window, and you see that the light is on. And you see this figure, he's like got a pen in his hand, and he's like looking down on these papers. And you look at this guy, and he is just like a shell of the person he was back when he took advantage of you and other kids, back when you went through his high school that he was teaching at the time, or before he was kind of like a fit guy who had like a kind of like a thicker head of like hair that was going gray, you know what I mean, and like kind of chiseled looks. And like if someone saw him on the street, they wouldn't be like, oh, that's a sicko, you know what I mean? He was able to like put on his charm and convince people of things like that. Where now, where you see him, like his hair, where he never had baldness, has like started to fall out and is very thin. You see, like he has pimples that, like, you know what I mean, like heat bumps that are on like the top of his scalp, because you can see the top of it now, you know. And you see that like his skin has gotten like really loose, where he used to have like chiseled northern, like Nordic, you know what I mean, features. You see now that like he has like he has like a second like loose flap of skin that looks like it's a gizzard now, like on his Adam's apple, you know, where it just kind of like hangs down there. And you see like he has these like very like varicose veins that are kind of side, because it's been like, you know, 20, 30 years. Now, mind you, you've been giving him, you know what I mean, your Vitae, and has extended his life, but it's had a negative effect on him, you know. He like looks soft, and he looks like slouched over when he sits over here, you know, and he looks stressed out. He has like bags under his eyes. That looks like he hasn't gotten that much sleep. And he just doesn't look like this person who used to charm people, you know what I mean, left and right. Now he looks like someone, if they saw him on the street, like they'd be, ooh, that's a sleazeball, you know what I mean? So like it's like your Vitae brought out in him not only personality and instinctually, but physically, like just the monster that he is in the inside, you know what I mean? I would say, like, I hate to break it down in game terms, but his like appearance is a 1 now, you know what I mean? It's not a 0, but he was like an appearance of 3, maybe even a 4 before, but now like just nothing about him is attractive to anyone at this moment, you know? And he's just like looking down at this piece of paper, and he just has his hands on it, and he's rubbing his forehead, like just rubbing it, and he's sitting there like he's trying to think of something while he's looking at the paper. And you can hear off, like on the other corner of this, of like 200 foot by 200 foot locker room, you can hear the showers going off in the disc. Like you hear the spray of showers. You can hear like talking like that. It's echoing. That's in the showers there. You know what I mean? Like when people talk in those showers, and you can hear that maybe it's a couple guys that are back in the showers there. Okay.
So he'll kind of approach the open office door and just stand there, like watching him for just a moment.
Yeah, you see, he's like, you see, he rubs his forehead, then he's like looking in the direction of the shower, and you see him just, he's like, you know, you know, rubbing his forehead, and then he's just like clenching his jaw, and you see him like he's gonna get up, but then he sits down, and he's like, and you see him like he like opens his drawer for a second. You see him like looking at something in his drawer, like he's thinking about something that's in his drawer.
Can I come around and look?
Yeah, you come around and you look in his drawer, and I'm gonna let your imagination, but you see some material in there that's inappropriate that probably someone like that would own, you know, like magazines and pictures like that.
Okay. So he's sitting at his desk, and he's kind of acting weird, and he opens up his drawer, and he's looking at the drawer, and Lenny will just kind of slam it shut. And this is him revealing himself, you know, just kind of like this action. I'm not trying to like maintain the illusion or whatever. I'm just slamming it shut, maybe even catching his finger in there.
I like that. Are you, now when you like show up, are you going to have Mask of 1,000 Faces, or are you going to have your true self when the illusion's broke?
I want to use the mask. I want to go ahead and roll that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it then.
How that looks. Sometimes he's prettier than other times. And right now, he's really fucking pretty.
Oh, how many successes you get?
4.
Okay. So what do you want to look like? Like yourself, like the old Lenny? Is that what you're looking like?
Yeah, but maybe even a little, because like with 4, you can have a complete, it says like including gestures, mannerism, appearance, voice, anything. So if I was like trying to disguise myself as a different person, I would be almost indistinguishable. So with this, like maybe even like a little him plus some, like he's just extra, like, you know,
life has been good to him.
Yeah,
like to show that, like, yeah. So you slam that, and you
look on his face is not that.
You slam the drawer, and you just hear his finger crack. You hear this crunch, and you just hear this, you fucking like. And he looks up at you, and you see like the scream is choked in his throat. And as he looks up, you're like, you could just see like his slack skin. He's like, he's trying to hold his scream in his throat, and he's like holding his finger, and he's looking at you like, and his eyes are just like wide open. And he's like if he could go back into his chair to escape you for a second, he would. And he's just standing there holding his hand, and he's like he's just waiting for you to say something. You see him like trembling.
I'm gonna hold out my hand like this too.
And he like puts his hand with the broken finger. You look at the finger and you see the fingers like bent. You know what I mean? Crookedly, and you can already see it.
I'm gonna say, shh. Let me straighten it.
And you just see him like kind of close his eyes, and he's like sweat. You see sweat beading on his forehead as he's looking at the ground.
Now Lenny does have a dot in medicine. He's not completely inept. He can probably just pop it right in place, right? Just,
yeah.
Just he'll do that real quick.
And as you do that, you just as a second as he does that, and you see him like, and he just leaves his hand in your hand.
Just kind of shh. Sorry. I didn't mean to scare you so badly. I just couldn't help it. Come on, it was funny.
They're here. They're taking a shower now. They'll be done soon.
Good.
And he just kind of.
You're doing good work. You staying out of trouble?
Yeah. I'm staying out of trouble. Why do you do this to me though? Why do you tempt me like this? You don't want.
How else are you going to atone?
It's so hard. It's so hard to do this. It's hard for me to control myself. I don't sleep. Why can't I sleep?
Just kind of stare down at him. I'll let go of his hand. You won't need to get that looked at. You'll be fine in a few days, I'm sure.
I don't understand why you hurt me like this when I love you.
Just kind of like audibly scoff. Do you?
Yes, I do. I've changed myself because of you.
And it's so hard, you said. You're so tempted. Have you really changed? No, you haven't. You have a lot to work on.
Yes, I do. I'm sorry.
I believe in you. You can make it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm a monster. I'm a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit. I know I'm a piece of shit. You just got to believe in me. You got to believe in me. I can do this.
Yeah, well, start with taking that shit out of your desk. You don't need to keep that here. There's kids here. What's wrong with you?
Yes, I will. I'll do it now. They'll be done soon. I'll do it now. And you kind of just like, he's opening his drawer and he's just like grabbing these magazines and he's just kind of like taking them and like throwing them in the dumpster, and he's like taking this trash can. Like he just wants to get out of the room and throw the stuff away, you know?
I'll kind of watch him with like a bemused expression on my face. Like he kind of relishes this like small amount of power he has over him.
Yeah, definitely. And as he runs out and he like walks out, he doesn't even look behind. You see him go out the double doors. You hear the shower stop, and like a couple minutes later, you hear like boys in the, you know what I mean, the locker room. And they're kind of like, getting changed and everything like that. And as they're like walking out, you see this one kid. How many dots in her do you have, by the way?
2.
Okay, so how many people is that?
I don't remember right off the top of my head, and I think it's like 7 or 8 or something.
So you see this kid like
Craig.
His name's Craig. Yeah, like you kind of mentored him, gave him some talks.
He comes out and I'm like, hey Craig, how are you? And just kind of extend my hand to shake his hand, bro hug. It's good to see you.
Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Yeah, just getting some work in before winter. You know what I mean? Like, Coach Olson's sitting here putting us through some hard cardio, man. But I feel great, man. I'm like feeling on it, dude. I feel good,
That's great, man. That's great. I'm really looking forward to your future.
Well, you've been a lot of help, man. You really have, dude. The advice that you've given me and everything. I just want to get picked up by Minnesota State, man. I just want to go pro. You know what I mean? But I'm feeling great out there, man.
Yeah. Well, if you ever need someone to practice against, let me know.
Like we'd be talking about you, man. We're like, dude, we need to see you on the ice, man. We need to see you on the ice. You got to come and play with us sometime, man.
Yeah. Well, I've been real busy. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I do like to come out and just check out some of your games sometimes. You guys got one coming up soon, don't you?
Yeah. We got it it's preseason, but yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, like you said, like all these games count if I want to start, you know what I mean? So I treat each one like it's a fucking real thing, man, even if this is just a preseason scrimmage,
Yeah. Hey, I was wondering if we might have a word about something in private.
Yeah, man, I'm here for you. Yeah, let's go. Hey, I'll see you guys. Like I'll see you later. I'll shoot you a call. And they're like, yeah, bro. And like they go ahead and walk out. And he's like, you want to go for a walk, man, or what?
Yeah. And that is the fade to black moment.
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow, with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there.